I'm Walter Tubbs with Greenway Equipment, and we're going to talk today about settings on the IVT transmission. There's a few different ways to access the transmission settings on the IVT. The first and easiest way to do it is once you have the tractor running, it's up on your run page. You can click on your transmission set and it'll bring up your transmission screen. You can also take and click the transmission button on your shortcut bar right below your screen. The transmission setting is just a gear, so we can click that and it'll also bring up our transmission screen, or we can access it by going to menu and then it brings up our machine settings, and we can click the tab that says transmissions and that also brings up our transmission screen. One thing that you'll notice as far as once we get into our transmission screen with the IVT, we have 4 different modes. We have manual mode, we have pedal mode, we have custom mode, and we have full auto. Right now the tractor is set in manual mode, which means that you control the speed of the engine and the speed of the transmission manually. The tractor doesn't control any of those functions at all. Manual mode is basically the least fuel efficient mode that there is available. In this, you can check your max speeds and set them to run max, or you can reduce them down to wherever you want to set your max speed at in forward. You can also adjust your max speed in reverse on the same screen, as far as adjust it down or adjust it up with your minus and your plus buttons. It also shows your set speeds as far as with speed band 1, speed band 2, and your reverse. In order to adjust your set speeds, you can take the tractor out of park into your neutral function, and if you notice up on the corners post or on your screen also, it'll scroll between your F1, your F2, and your reverse settings. Whenever one of those are highlighted, you can move your thumb wheel, and if you notice on the screen here, I'm moving it on our F2 and I'm increasing our F2 speed, or you can roll it and decrease your F2 speed. Once you stop adjusting it, it'll scroll to the next one and the next one, and then you can adjust whichever speed that you want to do. Now, some might want to know, well, why would we want to adjust our F1 and F2? If you're using in an application, say planting for instance, you want your F1 set possibly at 4 miles an hour for planting. Then once you get to the end of the row, maybe you want to speed up in order to make a quicker turn, and you want to speed up to 6.5 miles an hour for your turn, or 6.4. You can adjust those that way. So when you're planting, you can have it fully in F1 all the way up. When you get to the end of the row, you can go into speed band 2, shove it all the way to the front, and that way you can increase your speed while you're turning and be possibly more productive at the end. One thing that you see as far as on here, as far as the performance mode, is grayed out on the IVT. So the tractor doesn't control any functions when you have it in manual mode. Now, if we switch to custom mode, one thing that we know about as far as we see in custom mode, it allows us now to adjust our settings as far as our performance with eco off. Right now it's set at 1850 engine RPMs as far as minimum. We can hit that and we can either increase up to 21, or we can decrease our minimum engine speed. Also, if we turn engine on, eco on the engine, we can set our minimum engine speed. Right now with eco on, our minimum engine speed is 900, which is our lowest setting, and we can increase it above that. If we're not happy where we increase it, we can come back and we can reduce the minimum engine speed with eco on. Our other setting we have is our full auto. Basically, you see with full auto in this screen also, it takes out our eco mode. Now with full auto, what it does is automatically control the most fuel efficient operation of the tractor. We'd run our throttle wide open in full auto, and then the ECU and other tractor components are actually going to regulate the engine speed in proportion to what transport speed or what speed you want to operate with infield with varying load conditions. Most tractors that we see aren't equipped with a pedal mode, so we're not really going to go into pedal mode very much right now. If we go back to the screen right now, we see that it's in full auto. If we want to change from full auto to one of the other functions, we simply touch where it says full auto, which brings back up our transmission screen, and we can change it to custom, pedal, or we can change it back to our manual mode. Like I said, full auto is going to be the most fuel efficient option, so that's where we want to run the tractor for basically every application we're going to have. And that explains the settings on our IVT.